It's a masculine energy.
Okay.
It's not her mom. It's not her mom. It's a masculine energy. She's blocking the thoughts. She's blocking the thoughts.
Why?
She doesn't want to remember.
Why?
It hurts.
And we want to heal those hurts for her today. But we can't heal it if she doesn't tell us. She's safe and protected. We want to give her a healthy perspective on the activities of her current life.
Oh, she's such a cute little girl. She's gazing up at somebody with like big bright eyes. Ironically, she's trying to eat something. Looks like a plastic egg or something. I don't know. She's trying to eat something. It's like.
Was it after the scolding?
It's during. Well, I don't. It's during because someone's yelling. I think she's just collateral damage at this point, honestly. I don't think she was particularly being yelled at. This could be I think it's a man. I think it's a man directing insults at her mom while she's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though while he's yelling at her mom, he's directing certain sentences towards her.
How does that make her feel?
He's not her dad, and he doesn't want to be her dad. That's the thing. He's not her dad. He doesn't want to be her dad. He doesn't want to have anything to do with his kid, and he's just being a real asshole to her mom, and her mom is crying. She doesn't want him to go. It seems like she's kind of codependent on him. She doesn't want the man to leave. She's really young, though, so. And the mom is kind of crying, and I think Kiara thinks she's not good enough to be his child, and also maybe she's not a good enough child because if she was better, he would want her as a child, and he would want her mom too. Or maybe that's what she's absorbing that energy from her mom, those thoughts, I don't know.
But that's the first time that she remembers not feeling good enough.
Yes.
Okay. And how does she deal with that feeling of not being good enough?
In that aspect of a baby, she doesn't seem to understand. She just kind of just looks around, kind of doe-eyed. I don't think she understands it until much later.
And how does that manifest in her life? These feelings of not enough.
She doesn't think she's enough, and she picks out everything that everybody does that makes her feel like she's not enough. And she doesn't give herself any breaks. She don't feel like she's allowed to have no days off or no sad days. She wants to be a perfectionist. She wants everybody to acknowledge her as a success. She compares herself to other people. Way too much.
Way too much.
Yes.
So the only focus that Kiara should have is on herself.
Yes.
Of course, in her daughter. But self-care comes first.
Yes.
So she can't teach her daughter about love if she doesn't love herself.
Yes. I think she's starting to love herself. But this comes up more. It comes up more. It comes up a lot more. Her brother. She has an older brother who he still lives with them at this point. He still lives with them.
Mm-hmm.
She loves him. Her older brother has a dad. She wishes her older brother's dad was her dad.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because her older brother has a separate family. He has a second family. She doesn't have a second family. She just has the one family, and the one family isn't that good to her. Her mom, she's getting watching scenes. She's getting older. One of the scenes is her mom. Her mom is telling her that her grandma won't watch her because her grandma didn't want her to have another baby after daring. So she's Kiara's mom's upset. She grabs up all her stuff and the baby. Let's go. She don't want you here. You ain't gotta be here. That makes her feel sad. That reoccurs a lot with the grandma.
Mm.
It's not, her grandma loves her though. It's not that her grandma doesn't love her. Her grandma is trying to teach her mom lessons and responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just leave your kid here. You need to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom is kind of irresponsible. And because of this, it creates like a rift between Kiara and her grandma. And it becomes a thing where the grandma eventually has other relationships with, her other grandkids, but not Kiara, so she has no idea. She doesn't know how to communicate with Kiara. Kiara doesn't know how to communicate with her either. It's a lot. She feels alone. They move somewhere. They moved to Milwaukee. They moved other places, but they moved to Milwaukee. And she remembers being a kid alone a lot. She was a kid. First grade. I don't know how old that is. 6 or 7, maybe. maybe even before that, she remembers walking home from the bus stop and she felt like the grown up. Her mom had to work, so she unlocks the door and she goes in. She fixes herself a hot pocket. This is when the evening starts. As a kid, she starts eating because she's bored. She feels freedom to be able to just eat and relax without her mom.
So for her right now, food is both freedom and relaxation.
Yes.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Makes her feel like an adult. She starts to like a neighbor boy in that life. In this life, she starts to like a neighbor boy. And I think this is when she realizes that she's eager. You know, like in this life, she didn't want a certain body, so I don't know if I don't think the food came after the molestation. I think, she's always been kind of like the greedy kid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but because of the past life's experience with the body, and she set this life up so that she'd have a different body under different circumstances.
Mm-hmm. And then she experienced the abuse again, but this time she didn't become in the other lives when she was abused and stuff, she kind of took it and transformed it and kind of ran with it and used her body to get what she wanted. In this life, when she was abused, she kind of ate and became reclusive, and she subconsciously didn't want that body back because she knows what happens when she gets that body. She doesn't want it. She still had the abuse though, but she didn't have, any type of sexualized body when she got abused this time around.
Mm-hmm.
She just kept on like eating and stuff, and she likes a neighbor boy. This is when she realizes she's maybe a little chubby because he doesn't like her back. His name is Ryan, but he's not. There's two Ryans. One of them is a chunky older boy, and then the other one is a skinnier boy who's around her age. This is around the time where she spends a lot of time alone. There's other kids. There's two other boys. They may be twins, but they live. There's 4 apartments in this building, I think. There's Ryan, the skinnier boy that she likes. There's Ryan, the chubby boy that she doesn't like. He's kind of mean. She doesn't like his body transformation.
Mm-hmm. And why is that an important time frame?
It's important for her to find him as she is, because
it's like she needs to know it's love.
She needs to know it's love, and she needs to realize that her body isn't what seduced them, and it was her mind and her presence and her essence.
Ah, beautiful. And she'll understand that now, right?
She'll understand it, yes.
Wonderful. So she's had this kind of on again, off again relationship with a young man. What's that all about?
Yeah. She needs to let go of him.
Okay. And she feels like she struggles with how to let him go. She feels like when he does show up, like maybe there's some purpose.
Yeah, I think she just says that. I think she knows he's just a reminder.
Reminder of what?
Yeah, he's just a reminder. This guy, you know, when she met him, he was the most beautiful guy in the room. He, captured everybody's energy. And she didn't think she could have him. Well, once you get the most beautiful guy in the room, just by being yourself, I think he just comes back as a reminder that you don't have to be sexy or feel sexy, or you can just be you. He liked her for who she was completely. So I think it's a reminder. She doesn't have to change to get the guy she envisions. She doesn't have to change to get the best guy in the room. She'll always have the man to match with her. She doesn't have to downgrade. I think she thinks a lot of men are out her league.
Not true, right?
Yeah,
Not true. Somebody's going to love her. They're going to love her pretty much no matter what she looks like.
Mm-hmm. And
they'll be in love with the essence of who she is.
And she holds on to him. She holds on to him a little bit.
Is it fear?
Yeah. Fear that she won't be able to find anybody as good looking as him.
But we both know that that's not true. She'll find somebody who she feels is the sexiest man, regardless of what he looks like.
Yeah.
He may have a few extra pounds. She won't care because she'll be so in love with his personality, right?
Yeah, she knows he's coming. She met him in a dream.
Oh, tell me about it.
She met him. He's like a lighter skin tone. Yeah, he's light skinned, and he has like abs and stuff. Sexy. You can't see his face.
That's okay. Maybe she's just not ready for that yet, but you can feel his energy.
He's kind of skinny, kind of tall, but muscular. And he was raised by a single mom. He really respects women. He's educated. He's ready for her.
Will she have children with him?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He'll want children, and if she wants to have children, they will have children. A child, not children.
Okay.
She won't have more than one. But he's ready for her, and he won't be able to find her until she feels like she deserves him.
And when she's ready to be seen.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. So she had a very interesting experience where she went to see a shaman a little while back. A shaman?
Uh-huh.
And the shaman told her that she had some Atlantis connections.
Yes.
Can you help clarify that and give her some information on what that means?
She was a goddess in Atlantis in the times where Greek mythology kind of merged with Atlantis a little bit. So one of the archetypes she kind of takes on is the Persephone archetype. Just so happens Persephone was one of her good friends in Atlantis. I can't tell if they were physically physically together on the planet, or and, you know, Atlantis was very advanced, and they basically had ways of communicating with anyone they wanted to, but her and Persephone were kind of like best friends, you know. I don't know, the story of Persephone is like, you know, she's snatched up by Hades when she's a young girl. He kind of rapes her, has his way with her, and she likes it. So instead of, when her mom calls out to her, instead of going back into her innocence, she kind of has this, you know, this, I don't know, this smirky type dark side to her, where she's kind of, you know, promiscuous and stuff, and she becomes the queen of the underworld because she is able to balance her shadow side.
Mm-hmm.
So Kiara dabbles with the Persephone archetype a lot, and her.
Is she aware in this current life that she was friends with Persephone?
Yes.
Okay.
She's aware. Persephone came up in a reading one time, so she actually talks to her sometime as well. But yeah, that's kind of what it is, and she was a goddess. She floated around, and she played with a lot of children. Let's see her in like a classroom made of crystal. Looks like clear quartz type crystal, and the kids are all like frolicking and stuff, and she was playing with them, but getting their attention playfully and teaching them how to. She's teaching them how to control their psychic abilities, to be able to like levitate, to control their mind, to be able to levitate.
So let's look deeply into that lesson and follow that energy into a time where she was successfully teaching children to levitate.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the lesson? What does she tell them about controlling their mind?
Well, controlling your mind is all about controlling your vibration, being able to move throughout the universe as you wish.
Mm-hmm. Can anybody do that?
Yes.
Tell me how.
It takes practice. In Atlantis, very many people were able to, you know, do. Their third eyes were completely open, basically. So they were completely in tune with their intuition to the point where they didn't need technology. They were telepathic, and being telepathic is just interacting with the other energies around you. Since we know everything is energy, you can be telepathic with the air, and the air will allow you to float through it.
Uh-huh. So how do you communicate with the air?
It is not something you can teach in this lifetime. It's a feeling. It's an adjustment of vibration.
Okay.
You adjust with the vibration. You are almost more lighter than the air. You become less dense, and because you are less dense, you are allowed to float up and you can go any direction that you want. And you can also allow other things to be less dense with you and float those things as well. We have to teach our children how to do this.
Yeah. What are some other wonderful things that happened in Atlantis?
Had a very deep connection with the animals. Kiari. What was her name? I don't know. She communicated with dolphins. Maybe we would swim with dolphins and play with them.
Tell me about the dolphins.
Dolphins are the smartest creature in the world. But just play with us.
Like how? What's an example of fun play with a dolphin?
They would push us through the water.
Mm-hmm.
We could manipulate water with dolphins. I wasn't as good at manipulating water as I am air.
Why so?
It's just not my specialty. I do air.
Awesome.
So dolphins teach a lot. We're just telepathic with them. We just communicate with our minds. She still likes dolphins. We just push us through the water and we swim through them. And she would teach the kids that too, and kind of, joke with the kids, and it helped them develop telepathy with other species.
You play with the children and teach them. Like what other species? Like other animals, or do you mean extraterrestrial?
Just other animals.
Okay.
Just other animals. Kids in Atlantis were able to be telepathic with other humans easier than they were with other species. So we use the dolphins as a lesson because they're the smartest.
So they were more talkative mentally and communicative.
Yes, dolphins are very sweet and playful, gentle creatures. Mm-hmm. They push the kids through the waters and stuff.
That's beautiful. So is she supposed to be using this knowledge in this lifetime of Atlantis?
She holds on to it. I don't know if there's anything. She uses it. I think she uses the telepathy with her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She uses that.
If she wanted to, could she communicate with animals now?
Yes. I don't think she wants to.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think she wants to be more telepathic with other humans.
Can she do that?
Yes. She uses levitation in theory.
Mm-hmm.
Levitating similar to manifesting, because you change vibration, and she uses she uses